welcome all for the Business Analyst Training Program. Okay, so before we get into the topics, okay, let me introduce myself. Okay, so I am Srikanth. I am into IT industry from 16 years. Close to 14 years, I've been working as a business analyst. I've played different roles in my career. I played a role of business analyst, scrum master, product owner, right? I played all of these roles in my 14 years of career. So I'm certified scrum master from Scrum Alliance, and I'm certified PMPO, which is product manager and product owner from Safe Agile. Okay. And I'm a certified Agile coach from ICP ACC. Okay. So these are the bodies which give the certification based on the subject or based on certification topic what we have chosen. Okay, so I'm from a commerce background. This is what my experience is. So you guys are unable to hear me? Can someone confirm if I'm audible?
Can hear you.
Sorry?
We can hear you. It is there.
Okay. So then I think there should be some issue from your end. So you can drop and join back again. Okay, maybe that would fix your issue. Okay, so let's continue. That was about myself, right? And these certifications, right, which gives me some edge on giving you more knowledge, maybe on the side of business analyst or on the side of scrum master or on the product owner, which we can discuss in briefly in the training program. Okay. So these are my certification. So this is my certification ID, which if anyone wants to verify the credibility, I can share those details as well. Right. So let us, before we get into the actual topics, okay, just let us understand first who is a BA. Okay. So since before you get into this, before you wanted to transform your career or before you start as a business analyst, you guys must have done some homework to know who is a BA or exactly what a BA does in a project, right? So can someone tell me who is a BA? A simple explanation is also enough. So no one knows who is a BA? Business analyst, right? The abbreviation is a business analyst. What a business analyst does? Basically, business analyst acts as a liaison in between IT and IT team and the client, right? So this is what a bookish knowledge is, right? Bookish definition. If someone asks you who is a BA, what a BA does, so immediately we say BA is act as a liaison in between the IT team and the client. Okay, but for what? What is the purpose of acting as a liaison in between the IT team and the client, right? To gather the requirements. Okay, so to gather the requirements on the software development side, right? So we do the liaising in between IT team and the client. Okay, so you all agree that BA, is basically does the requirements gathering from the client. I hope most of you know this, right? But why only BA has to do? Okay, why not IT team can directly go and gather the requirements? Right? Why IT team can't go and gather the requirements? Why there is so much of importance for a business analyst in a particular project? Can anyone answer why IT team can't go and gather the requirements from the client instead of a BA? Because IT team's thought process would always be on the technical perspective. Okay, if any, let's say if there is a requirement on the customer registration page, assume there is an e-commerce project and there's a requirement for the customer registration. Okay, so if you if you send a technical guy or if you send a developer to gather the requirement, his or her thought process would be mostly on the technical aspect. okay, on the technical solution rather than the business terms, right? So if you take an example of business analyst, so business analyst thought process would be always on the business perspective, okay? So business analyst will not talk on the technical aspect because client cannot understand the technical language, and client will also be not so interested in the technical part, okay? So client is always focused on the business point of view, whereas the same with the business analyst, right? So that is the reason a business analyst is a very important for any project, whether it can be a client management or whether it can be a requirements management, right? So a BA is important for a project, okay? So what else a BA does apart from requirements gathering? What else a BA does? So requirements gathering, you know, is a major part. Everyone knows or everyone is aware of, you know, or for everyone it strikes our mind, right? Requirements gathering is the one who does the BA, right? So, but apart from requirements gathering, there are a lot of things a BA does. Okay, it is not that only requirements gathering is a duty of business analyst. There are other lot of things a business analyst does. Okay, so business analyst is considered as the face of the project. Okay, why it is called so face of the project? Because business analyst is will stand in the front line when it comes to a project perspective. Okay, so if client wants to talk anything on the project terms, right? So client will get connected to business analyst first, then they'll go to the project manager if they have any other questions or if they need to escalate anything, right? But business analyst is the one who is in the front line. Okay, that is the reason business analyst is also called as a face of the project. Okay, then what else a BA does apart from requirements gathering? Stakeholder management. Okay, requirements management. Okay, so change request management. Okay, so what else a BA does? Okay, so all these things a BA does, right? Requirements gathering, requirement analysis, requirements documentation. What is the documentation again? Once you gather the requirements, what kind of documentation we do? We do BRD, we do FRD, user manuals, release notes, right? What else we do? We write user stories. Okay, so there are a lot of things a BA does apart from the requirements gathering, facilitating UAT, okay, user trainings, like end user trainings we do, right? So these are the important responsibilities of a business analyst when it comes to project perspective. Okay, so you may need to do more additional things, depends on the organization. If they give you some additional responsibilities like conducting scrum events or handling the scrum team, right? So those are additional responsibilities which you may get as a business analyst. Okay, any questions here until now, or you guys are clear with high level who is a BA? Okay, right. So what is that a BA need? Like what is the skill set a BA need to become a business analyst, right? So first is communication skills. Um, you know, medium to high levels communication skills are expected from the business analyst to, because we communicate with the clients most of the times. So medium to high level communication skills are expected from a BA. Okay, and problem solving skills. How you get this problem solving skills? Okay, so it is based on your thought process, how you handle the problems within the team or how you handle the problems with the stakeholder, right? Mostly problem solving will come during the requirements management or requirements tracking part, right? So it depends on your thought process and also on the some real time experiences. Okay, so how do you gain these problem solving skills, apart from the thought process, right? So all those things are included in the training program. Okay, so based on my experience, based on what are the challenges I faced, right? So I'll be explaining you how to handle the situation. Okay, so we'll be talking on more examples of how to basically situation based scenarios we'll discuss in the training program. Okay, so which will help you to implement the same when you get into the job role. Okay, maybe you may not implement the same, but it will help you to understand that particular situation and improve your thought process in handling that situation. Okay, so this is what you'll get it from the training program. And knowledge on the business analysis. So anyways, after this training program, you'll get this all the analysis techniques, right? So what are the different types of analysis a BA does, gap analysis, impact analysis, right? All those things we will be we'll be learning in this training program. Okay, and also the tools like Jira, Visio, wireframes, all this skill set is also required for a BA, which you'll get it from this training program. Okay, so anything else which I'm missing here on the skill set? No, right? So right, so I think we have understood who is a BA. Okay, but so when you want to transform your careers, immediately, few things which will pull you back, right? Few things which will pull you back, right? Whenever you want to transform your career, right? Like, I don't have technical knowledge. Okay? Yeah, that is fine. If you don't have technical knowledge, still you want to become a business analyst, that is fine. Okay, business analyst does not need any technical knowledge. So as I mentioned in just before 5 minutes, business analyst thought process will be mostly on the business analysis. Okay, analyzing the business, discussing on the business terms, or discussing on the business perspective, not on the technical perspective. So technical knowledge, if you don't have, that is also fine with the business analyst. Okay, I don't have domain knowledge, so this is one of the most of the BS lack. Okay, so if you want to transform your career from one domain to, maybe you are in a sales domain currently, or you are in a banking domain currently, right? So you feel you may not have a domain knowledge, but what is that you are missing here? You have been working in the banking system maybe 4 to 5 years or 6 years. So you can use the same domain knowledge for a business analyst project also. Okay, it is not like your domain knowledge will not show any impact as on the BA profile. Your domain knowledge will be counted to become a business analyst. Okay, that is one thing. And second thing, and third thing is, will I lose my previous experience, right? So you often have this kind of question, right? Whenever you want to transform into one another, from one role to another, you always have this question, right? Will I lose my previous experience? Okay, so as I mentioned here, if you have a domain knowledge of banking or any other domain, or if you're working in any other sales, or maybe it is a sales or banking or marketing, the same domain experience you can use it for the business analyst. Okay, so your experience, your previous experience will not be going into vain, it is counted. Okay, and will I get a good hike? Okay, so this is also one of the question which with which you'll try to step back. Okay, hike. So whatever the situation may be, right? At least you can expect 20 to 30% hike on your current package. Okay, so a few of my participants have got 50% hike on 60% hike also. Again, it depends on company, right? You should not be in a thought process, right? If I get only 50% hike, then I'll shift, then I'll transform, right? Our thought process should not be like that. Since we are transforming our career, we should be more focused on the role what we are getting instead of the hike. Okay, so hike anyways you'll get it 25 to 30% as per the industry standards, you'll get that hike. Okay, so communication skill, so as I mentioned, medium to high levels communication skill is enough to become a business analyst, right? And I don't have practical knowledge, so how you'll get this practical knowledge? You'll get this practical knowledge from the training program, wherein you have to work on different case studies. You have to participate in the role play activities, right? That is where you get the this practical knowledge. Okay, so these are some fears which you may overcome through with this training program, right? So let us get into any questions until now, or anything you guys want to add here before I move on to course content. Okay, right? So let me explain you what is included in this training program. Okay, so this training program is basically divided into two parts. One is business analyst introduction and one is SDLC. Okay, so in the introduction part, this would be going around 1 week. First 1 week of the training program would be on the introductory topics. Like we'll understand why business analyst role got origin, right? So we'll basically understand the basics of a BA, right? Who is a BA, what a BA does, and what something about the IT companies, right? So what are the companies, types of companies we have in the industry currently, and what is the IT hierarchy, right? How BA will work in what type of, so based on types of industry, is there any responsibilities change of a BA or it is same across all the industries, right? So all those things we learn in the first 1 week of this introductory sessions, right? And we'll also see pre-project activities. Okay, what is pre-project activities? How a project is assigned to the particular IT company, right? So even though business analyst is not participating in the pre-project activities, but we should be aware of those things. Okay, so that is what I'm going to take care in the introductory part. Then comes to SDLC. Again, it is divided into two: Agile and Waterfall. Okay, so in Waterfall, we are going to learn about how to identify the right stakeholder, right? So you'll be working with multiple stakeholders when you get into a project, right? So you should be able to identify right stakeholder and categorize them, right? All those things we are going to learn in the Waterfall methodology. How do you categorize them? Using RACI matrix. Okay, and what are the types of requirements, like functional requirement, non-functional requirement, business requirements, stakeholder requirements? These are the types of requirements. Okay, and we'll learn how to identify non-functional requirements out of functional requirements, right? So we will learn those things with real-time examples. Okay, and illustration techniques, right? So even though we have close to 8 or 9 illustration techniques, okay, but we are not using all of the illustration techniques right now. Okay, so what is the illustration techniques we should be using? What is the appropriate illustration technique we have to use, right? So we cannot use, see, let's say we have JAD illustration technique, joint application development, or let us take reverse engineering illustration technique. So you cannot use reverse engineering technique all the time, and you can also use JAD technique all the time. We should be able to identify which requirement illustration technique we have to use at what point of time. Okay, so all those things we'll be going to learn in the Waterfall methodology, and we'll see how to write the business requirement document, how to write the functional requirement document, right? So all those things we will learn in Waterfall. Okay, so this is about Waterfall. Any questions here? So as I said, we do the requirements management. So how we do the requirements management? Using requirements traceability matrix. Okay, so this is one of the tool which we use, or this is one of the document which we use for the requirements management, right? Any questions here? Okay, so I'll move on to the next slide. So next topic what we are going to cover in the program is Agile. Okay, so if you guys are aware, okay, so in Agile is basically a framework or a methodology. Under Agile, we have a lot of things, like we have Kanban, we have XP, we have Scrum. Okay, Kanban, XP is extreme programming, test-driven development, feature-driven development, right? But Scrum is the one which is mostly used across the globe because it is very easy to implement and very easy to understand, right? So, and the same thing, I'm also going to explain in this training program. We will learn about in-depth of Scrum. Okay, so what is meant by in-depth of Scrum? We are going to learn about Scrum methodology, Scrum events. Okay, so what are the Scrum events? Like product backlog grooming meeting, sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, sprint retrospective. All this comes under Scrum events. Okay, so we will learn how to conduct those events and what is the BS role in the Scrum event. Okay, and we learn how to do the sprint capacity calculation. Okay, so mostly Agile and Scrum runs over the sprints. Okay, so to take any work into that particular sprint, we have to do the sprint capacity calculation. Okay, so basically that is the job of Scrum Master. But as a business analyst, we should also be aware of how to do that particular, sprint capacity calculation. So we'll learn in depth of those techniques as well, and we'll learn how to do the requirements prioritization. Right, Moscow is the technique, and business value. right? This is one of the technique which we use for requirements prioritizing. Okay, so we will use how to use these techniques and when to use which technique, right? We'll learn those things as well in the training program. And we'll also see how to estimate the user story. Okay, so basically what is mean by estimation? Any generic definition of estimation?
Like how long it will take for a story to complete?
Correct. So
What kind of points or something? How much time it will take for a user story to complete?
correct, right? So basically estimation is nothing but measuring the time. Okay, so let's say if I ask you to go from place A to place B, okay, I will ask you how much time it would take. What you'll do, you will measure the time and you'll say it will take 1 hour to go from place A to place B. That is called estimation. What you are doing, you are measuring the time and you are estimating how much time it would take, right? So similarly in the Agile, developers and QA team will estimate how much time they need to complete that particular user story. Okay, that is called estimation. So we have two techniques here, right? One is planning poker cards. This is one of the technique, and another technique is t-shirt size. Okay, so if you have ever heard these kind of numbers like 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on, right? So if you see these series of numbers is not, in a sequence order, right? So it is like 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 13, and so on, right? So these series of numbers is called Fibonacci series numbers. Okay, what is it called? It is called Fibonacci series numbers, right? So we'll see how to use these Fibonacci series numbers for estimation. Okay, so what is mean by how much time each story point represent to, right? So we'll see of how to do this in depth of this topic. We'll see in the training program, right? And t-shirt size is very simple, like small, medium, right, large, XL, right? So we use these sizes for estimating the user story, right? So even though t-shirt size is easy, but most of the companies or most of the organizations will use this planning poker cards for estimating because it gives us the exact time of completing that particular user story. Okay, so we'll see in depth of these topics as well in the training program. Any questions here? And we'll also see how to write the user stories, right? How to write the epic, how to write the feature, how to derive the user stories from the features, right? Along with acceptance criteria. So we'll do all those things, and we'll also do the role play activities during this training program. Okay. So what are role play activities? Like let's take an example of illustration requirements. Okay. So once we are done with that particular topic, so we do a role play activity. Okay. So what we do, I will play the role of client and you guys will play the role of business analyst. You have to gather the requirements, right? So, 1 minute. Okay, so this is what role play activity we have done in the previous batch. Okay, so these were the questions what participants have asked based on the case study. Okay, so this is how we do the role play activities. Okay, and moreover for each and every topic you will get a case study. Okay, let's say we have I taught you about Moscow technique today. Okay, so you'll get a Moscow technique case study. If we learn about Raci matrix, you'll get a Raci matrix case study, right? So each and every topic, not each and every topic, but most of the topics, wherever the practical knowledge is required, you get a case study to work upon so that you get some practical knowledge out of that. Okay, so this is going to be practical oriented training along with few case studies and others, role play activities as such. Okay, any questions here until now? Okay, now let me get into the tools, right? What are the tools which can be part of this training program? Okay, So one is MS Visio, which is used for activity diagrams, use case diagrams, right? Basically, we use this for requirements modeling. Okay. And Balsamic, which is a prototyping tool. You know what is prototyping? You guys know what is prototyping? Okay. Prototyping is nothing but sample screens. Okay. So let me show you. There are many prototyping tools in the market. Okay. Balsamic is one of them. Okay. So these are prototyping screens, wireframing. Oh, they have different terminology like prototyping, wireframe, mockup screens, right? So these are the mockup screens, prototype screens, which are prepared using Balsamic application. Okay. But Balsamic is a paid application. Uh, yeah, Balsamic is a paid application. So I'm going to teach you this pencil. Pencil is also one of the tool. Okay, pencil is also one of the wireframing tool. This is a free tool, so you can practice here. The concepts what I'm teaching you, you can practice. In this pencil application, the same thing we can apply in any of the wireframing tool. Okay, so in this training program, we are going to learn wireframing on the pencil application. Okay, so then comes Jira. So Jira, you all know, right? Jira is used to maintain user stories and everything, where a business analyst has to maintain the Jira, right? Basically to pull the reports and burn up and burn down chart, right? So we use Jira, and I'm going to teach you how to use Jira, how to create dashboard, how to create user stories, how to log the time, how to extract the reports and everything. Okay. And this training program is also included SQL, very basic knowledge, right? Write the select query and to write the joins. So basically why SQL is needed for a BA is, see, as I said, technical knowledge is not mandatory. Okay. But you have some basic SQL knowledge, then that is an added advantage, and you'll have +1 opportunities as a BA. Okay. So if you have some SQL knowledge, you always have a additional opportunities in the market. Okay. Why? Because see what happens whenever client asks you to give you some data. Okay. So we each and every time cannot go to developers and cannot go to testing team to ask and to get the data. Right. So we should be self-independently working. Right. That is the only reason I'm including SQL as well in this training program, which would be very basic, like writing the select query and writing the joins to extract the data from different tables. Okay, that will help you in your career. Okay, and Power BI. So I'll come to this, Power BI tool when I'm explaining you about the fees structure and everything. So this Power BI, I would not say this is mandatory, but if you go with Power BI in your resume, you'll have more opportunities as a business analyst, right? So you can go as a software development business analyst purely on that side, and also you can go on the data analytics Power BI BA also, right? So doors will be open for you on both the path, right? So opportunities will be more, if you also go with the Power BI, right? Again, this is optional. Okay, so SQL and Power BI are optional, right? So that is what about the course content. Any questions here on the course content and the rules? Okay, so if not, I'll move on to the roadmap, right? So we have seen the course content, but now we'll see how it is segregated in the 4 weeks. Okay, so basically this is only the 4 week of training program only on the business analyst. Okay, so if you are opting for Power BI, that could be more additional 3 weeks, right? In total 7 weeks, the program would be BA plus Power BI. I'll explain you in some time. Okay, so this is about business analyst roadmap, right? Like week 1, as I mentioned, we'll be looking on the basic things like to understand who is a BA, what are the types of IT companies we have, right? All those things we'll learn in week 1. In week 2, we learn how to identify the right stakeholder, how to do stakeholder analysis, how to do the requirements modeling, right? All those things we'll learn in the week 2. In week 3, we'll start SDLC, right? We'll start learning about waterfall methodology and BRD, FRD, how to identify non-functional requirements. All those things we'll learn in week 3. And in week 4, we'll start looking into the Scrum. Okay, like I'll start with Scrum, then we'll see how, what are the Scrum principles, Scrum values, and we'll go slowly get into Scrum events, right? At the end, we'll see how to write the user stories and how to maintain them the same in Jira. Okay, so during this training program, as I mentioned, you'll be getting multiple case studies and we'll also be doing some role play activities here. Okay, any questions here?
So, are you going to show us how to do the diagrams also, kind of thing, confluence diagrams or kind of things? How
Which
the BA kind of sequence or activity diagrams,
Yes.
where all those kind of things also you are going to show?
Right, that is what I said, right? So MS Visio is basically used for, so if you're talking this kind, right? So these are activity diagrams,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And this is use case diagram, right? This is a complex use case diagram, but let me show you a simple use case, okay? So this is use case diagram, okay? So all those things are part of program.
Flow diagrams and all you are going to show them.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Those things will come under requirements modeling.
Okay.
Right. So then coming to certifications, right? So most of the, or maybe most of you guys know, we have 3 types of certifications for a BA. Okay, ECBA, which is entry level certified business analyst for all the entry level individuals can write. Then we have CCBA for 5 years of experience. Then we have CBAP. So CBAP is the highest certification a business analyst can achieve. Okay, so ECBA anyone can write. There is no special criteria. Anyone can write the ECBA certification. Okay, but CBAP, writing a CBAP certification, there is some criteria. Okay, so according to IABA, a person should have 2 to 3 years of practical business analysis work experience. Okay, so what does it mean? If you want to write CCBA exam, you should work as a business analyst for 3 years. Okay, and what is CBAP? CBAP says at least 5 years of working business analysis, then only you are eligible to write CBAP exam. Okay, so this entry level anyone can write, but these 2 certifications have some criteria which you can write down the line when you get some experience on the business analyst profile. Okay, and these certifications are provided by IIBA, which is the International Institute of Business Analysis. This is the board which organizes these certifications. Okay, and these certifications would cost you around in between, ECBA will cost you around 25 to 30,000 in between, and CCBA and CBAP would be more than 35 to 40,000 INR. Okay, so I'm telling an approximate price. You guys can check in the IIBA or else I'll ping in the group the certification prices and everything. Okay, so this is what about certification. So after this training program, you can write this ECBA because the training program is based on this ECBA topics only. Okay, so whatever the topics what I'm going to cover in this training program are based out of ECBA certification. Okay, any questions here on the certification?
So for while after the course content, like whenever it is, when you are doing certification, will there be any dumps available in the market or any Google or somewhere? Dumps will there be available?
There would be available. You can get practice papers. I can provide some questions for practice and everything. That should not be a problem. But anyways, you'll also find some dumps in the Google and other sources.
Okay.
Okay. So now,
And certification is only questions or any kind of case studies or anything can be there.
Certifications would be only on the business analysis skill set.
Okay.
Okay, not on the
Like
case.
case study. Okay.
Okay. Right. So now let's understand to what extent a BA can grow. Okay, what is the path a BA can choose once you get into the role or once you have some good experience, right? So you can start with as a business analyst, then you can grow up to senior business analyst or product owner, then you can become a lead BA, then you can when you get into lead BA position, at this point of time you can choose your option. Okay, whether you want to continue as a business analyst or when if you want to be as a product manager or you want to go as a scrum master. Okay, so this is where or these are the 2 points where you can decide on which path you want to go, whether to a scrum master role or whether to a product owner or product manager kind of role. Okay, so for a business analyst there are a lot of growth opportunities in the market. Okay, so when you get into product management kind of thing, so you have very vast opportunities. Okay, any questions here on this? Okay, so if not, right. So what is that I'm additionally covering in this training program, right? So from this batch, I'm going to include insurance domain knowledge, right? So maybe I think I forgot to mention. So all the 16 years of experience what I have, I'm into insurance domain, right? So I worked on life insurance, I worked life and annuities, I worked on group insurance, and I worked on property and casualty, right? So my experience, all my experiences into insurance domain, right? So I just thought, based on my experience, I will also include some domain knowledge in the training program, right? Which I haven't done until now, but from this batch, I'm including this training program, insurance domain as well in this training program. Okay. Again, this is optional. If you can opt it or if you may not opt it, because few people may come from banking background, right? So they already have one set of domain knowledge. They might not interested in insurance, right? They can skip this insurance domain, right? I'll just explain what is that, I'm going to cover in the insurance domain. So as you can see on the slide, so we'll see basically what are the types of insurance, okay? What are the government bodies involved in the insurance? So mostly this would be on the US based insurance topics, okay? Because my experience is mostly into USA insurance, I can explain you better on that area, okay? So if you guys, any one of you are from USA, then you must be aware of this, right? NIPR or PDB, which are the government bodies which maintains all the information regarding to the insurance licenses. Okay, so see, if we all know what is insurance, right? We all know how insurance help us and what kind of insurance we take. But other side of coin, there are a lot of things, right? So who will decide the premium amount? Underwriter will decide. What are the things which insurance company will take care while designing a policy? Okay, policy management system. So have you ever heard this guideware? Right, guideware you guys must have heard that, right? So guideware is a policy management system. Okay, so what is guideware? Guideware is a policy management system which provides services to other insurance companies in creating their policies and everything. Okay, so with this training, with this insurance domain, companies like Guideware, Duck Creek, PwC, right? There are some other companies like Waterfall, right? So all those companies come under this umbrella. Okay, I'm just saying few names, but there are a lot of companies on the insurance domain, and there are a lot of opportunities for insurance. Okay, so this is what I'm going to include in the training program from this batch. Okay, any questions here before I go into the batch start date, fees, and everything? Do you guys have any questions?
Hi. Actually, I have one thing. Insurance you mentioned, right? So I just want to know which insurance you will cover there, whether it is a property and casualty. Actually, I am from property and casualty. I just want to know more about property and casualty. That's the reason I'm asking you which insurance you will be covering. Under the property and casualty, also there are sub modules like policy, rating, billing, claims, and everything,
Correct.
right? So, what and all you are going to cover in that insurance actually?
So I will cover life and annuities and property and casualty. Okay. So
Mhm.
I'll explain you what are the activities done in billing, what activities are going to perform in claims, what actually happens in policy admin system, and then there is one more system called distribution management. Okay. So what does it do? Claims policy management system, we know what data it
Mm.
has. But there are agents who sell the policies, right?
Mm.
So insurance company will pay some commission to them. How that commissions is calculated? That happens in the
Mm.
distribution management system, right?
Okay.
So I'll be covering all those that as well on the distribution management side. Okay.
Okay. So, any integrations kind of things also you are going to show here? BA, what type of integrations and all BA will be involved? All those things also you are going to.
No. Can you repeat your question?
Any integrations kind of things. What integrations does BA does kind of things?
No, I'm missing the last part. Inpatient, what you're saying is
Integration.
integration. Yes. So I'll just highlight the points wherever the integration is required and how the systems will integrate, right? See, mostly, the organizations or the companies will not do at a suit level business. Okay. So if you
Mm.
take an example of Guideware does only the policy management system. Okay.
Mm.
It will integrate with other companies, right? It will integrate with other companies to provide the policy information. So we'll see what are the integration ways, right? Does they integrate through API or through SFTP files, right? So we'll look into that topics as well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone else? Okay. So then, if you guys do not have any questions, then I'll jump on to the batch.
Hi, will you provide any projects related to capital markets also?
What is that?
Capital market.
So capital market, as of now, as I mentioned, right, I'm into insurance, so I can explain better more on insurance. So I'm searching for an individual, who can teach on payments on capital market perspective. If I get any trainer on that end, then I will also include that. If not, maybe on the next batch I'll try definitely. But as of now, payments domain or capital market domain is not in my hands. Okay. So just let me, yeah, thanks. I will reshare the screen again. Okay. So the batch will start from February 28th, which is Wednesday. Okay. And classes would be Monday to Friday. Okay. And timings would be 7 a.m. IST to 8 a.m. IST. Okay. And duration would be close to 1 month. I can say 30 days, 26 to 30 days. Okay. Plus insurance 1 week. Okay. So if you're opting for Power BI, then that would be additional 3 weeks. Okay. This is the total duration. Okay. Start date, duration, and batch schedule. Okay. Then coming to fees, right? So these are the different packages what currently I'm having. Okay. So if you're only going with business analyst plus SQL, okay. So I mean, again, for this batch, insurance domain is included in this 8,000 only. Okay. So from maybe I'll remove this. If that would be clear for you. Okay. So business analyst plus SQL plus insurance domain, the fees is 8,000. And if you're going with Power BI, like Business Analyst plus SQL is anyways added in the program. If you want to go with Power BI, Advanced plus Basic, then the fee would be 15,000. Okay, so you can pay both of the fees in installments, in 2 installments. So that should not be a problem. I can take in 2 installments of the fee. Okay, any questions here? So what you'll get out of this training program, right? After the training program, as I mentioned, you'll get all the recordings, all the daily recordings. Okay, case studies, right? Practice project for Power BI if you're opting to. Okay, and interview support, like interview preparation. When I say support, it is interview preparation and mock interviews. Okay, so these are the things is included in the training program. Okay, no additional fees for all these activities. This is included in this fees only. Okay, any questions here?
I missed the fees you mentioned, right? Something. Could you please
Sorry?
come down? Something you mentioned down. Actually, I missed it. Could you please scroll down?
Nothing.
Mock-up interviews. Okay.
Mock interviews, yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, so the batch would start on 28th. So, if anyone is interested to enroll the program, then you can do it at earliest, because see, we have to take mock interviews, whoever are interested, and we have to do the resume activity also, right? So considering this, the batch size would be very limited, only 10 people per batch. At most, we'll go up to 12, but not more than 12.
And one more thing I just want to ask, if I need only BA plus SQL, it won't be there? You have like BA plus SQL plus insurance and BA plus SQL plus Power BA, both things, right?
Correct. So actually, actually BA plus SQL is 8,000. Okay. So
Okay.
for this batch, I'm just giving insurance for free. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So from next batch, insurance, BA plus SQL, that would be 10,000.
Okay.
Since I'm starting this batch, I just wanted to, give it for free so that, you guys also get some experience, and also I also get some experience.
Okay. Mhm.
That is where it is.
From when onwards this batch starts?
28.
28th of this month.
Correct.
28th.
Wednesday.
Okay. What's the time?
7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST. In EST, it would be 8:30 p.m.
Okay. Will you be providing us recordings if we by chance if we miss any day?
Yeah, you get all the recordings daily.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you can access them for lifetime. There is no such restriction.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Praveen here. One question that I have: will you provide the sample resume along with the project details? Because since we come from another industry and all, so whenever they ask interviewer,
What is that, Praveen? You're asking about the project?
and also we should have something to tell about.
Correct. So I think your voice broke in between, but what I heard is you're asking about the project whenever you face an interview, how to explain it, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So that is what I mentioned here, right? Case studies and projects you'll get part of the training program, and how you have to explain to the interviewer in the interview, that I will tell you on the interview preparation. Okay. So how to express or how to showcase your experience as a BA, how to explain your project, all those things I'll explain in the interview preparation session.
Yeah, since actually I'm already from IT background, okay, and I have been working throughout my career with the BAs and Scrum Masters and all. So the maximum things I know that what they exactly doing and all. So can
Correct.
we suppose means that I'm talking about myself that can I process my huntings in mid of the training also?
Yes, you can, right? It again depends on your interest.
Okay.
If you are familiar with the topics, and yes, you can do that. That should not be a problem.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll be, I think you guys are in my WhatsApp group. Anyways, I will share my contact details again here. So if you guys have any questions, you can talk to me directly or you can ping me directly on WhatsApp. Okay. So this is my number. Sorry, +91 9842 886. Okay. This is my contact number. You can ping me on WhatsApp or you can call me directly. Okay. So I'll keep updating the things in the information in the
Like
WhatsApp. So I think
28 February to March 20, it will be like 4 weeks you mentioned, right?
correct.
Okay. Like till March 28, it will be like that around.
Approximately. Yeah.
Okay. So every month you will start a new batch, right, Srikanth?
Correct.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. So and one more thing I forgot to mention that we'll also be getting some job notifications in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So whenever I come across any job opening or which suits the to the participants and everything, you will get an job notification in the WhatsApp group as well. Okay, I think my WhatsApp is slow, but let me show you. Right, so this is one of the study which has done in the LinkedIn by IABA. There is 60% of growth in the business analyst profile. Okay, see, this is how you get the job notifications as well in the WhatsApp groups.
I just want to ask you one thing. If we have any particular interest to learn like guideware or something policy admin system, will you be able to provide that as well? If do you have any experience in guideware?
Guideware and
Since you said you are sorry.
applications product standpoint, I don't have knowledge, but I
Okay.
know how Guideware functions. Okay, because Guideware is nothing but a policy admin system. So I know
Mm.
how the policy admin system works and everything, right? So
Okay.
that is the same way how Guideware functions according to my knowledge.
Okay. So in future, do you have any plan like to show the policy, in a guideware application kind of things? Do how you are making like a Power BI, you are getting someone involved here, like in the same way. In
Hmm.
future, any plans for guideware application?
Okay, okay, I'll try.
I didn't get you.
Definitely, I said I will try.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So any other questions? If not, we'll wind up. Okay. So then all the best for your future, whichever the technology you consider. Okay. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.